Hey, what is going on, guys? This is SMEB Reviews, and today we are taking a look at the new album from former ZZ Top frontman Billy Gibbons titled The Big Bad Blues. Let's get to it. ZZ Top is a band that definitely will live in infamy for some. They definitely did implement blues and make a blues style popular, and for that I have to give them credit. But that being said, besides a couple songs like La Grange, that's one of the best songs that they made in my opinion because it just works so well. It's a very gritty song and really works with Billy Gibbons' gritty vocals. But honestly, ZZ Top I don't have the biggest amount of respect for, only because they were such a very mediocre band. The lyrics never really said anything, and they just stuck with a pretty traditional blues format. It was never really breaking any boundaries. And honestly, Billy Gibbons not the best vocalist either. I mean, like I said, it really works in some songs, but some songs it just doesn't because it is such a rough and unpolished vocal style. And honestly, age has not been kind to him. With this album, we get a really worn down and tired voice from him, one that was already rough and definitely has not improved. We hear him having to even use autotune, which for a person who has such a gritty vocal style, it's very important that he sticks to that and doesn't try to change it with modulation from a synthesized voice. It really does mess things up for him because he is supposed to be this natural sound and it doesn't work. On Missin, Kissin's the biggest example of how this album fails. We hear him using a ton of autotune to modulate his voice. Now, autotune can be used effectively. I can't deny that. Honestly, sometimes autotune does work and it is needed. I respect that these artists are older. This is 45 years since almost 50 since he first broke onto the scene with ZZ Top. So I get he does probably need some help. But the production on this album is so unpolished and unfinished. It's, especially on Missin' Your Kissin', it's so obvious that he's using autotune. It's not mixed in at all well. It's really, truly terrible. Past that, also they use his voice and make it really blend into the music really terribly. It really doesn't stand out at all and just kind of fades into the background. And while I guess with his vocal style not being good, at least we don't have to hear it at the prominent forefront. But honestly, the production choice in that, the fact that it's hard to make out the lyrics and the vocals, yeah, it's kind of hard to listen to and really is bad. And the production on this album is truly the worst part. Also, past that, I hear a lot of guitars that don't even always sound like guitars. They're a little too polished due to the production. Honestly, the production here is the biggest detriment to Big Bad Blues. Now, yes, this is a pretty standard stick with the blues format kind of album. It's not breaking any boundaries, and that's another problem because we don't see him growing as an artist at all. He's just sticking to the same old stuff that he did with ZZ Top for so many years. And honestly, he just comes across as a ZZ Top light. It's not even as good as ZZ Top, as mediocre as ZZ Top was. It really is unfortunate and shows that he has no growth as an artist. Past that, the lyrics are nothing special. Now in ZZ Top, the lyrics never stood out that much either, but it kind of worked because that was their style. It worked, it was simplistic, and again, I think ZZ Top's a mediocre band. They're not bad, they're just not good. But the lyrics here just continue to stick with that. Again, not showing any forward progression for him. And this is such a big problem. Again, Missin' Yo Kissin' really does show the problems with this album. It's a very traditional blues rock style song, as well as very boring, repetitive lyrics that are obviously about missing someone's kisses. There's nothing interesting here at all, and some of these are covers and some are originals, but yet they all just kind of blend into the same monotony for the whole album. I understand Billy Gibbons is a legacy artist and he is older, and sometimes it's hard to fault artists because yes, when a 70-year-old or old man is making rock music and still doing it, that obviously might not sound as good. Now, some artists will. Paul McCartney still sounds incredible. But some artists won't sound as good with their age, and that has to be respected. That being said, I can look past a rough voice. It's okay. But the fact that the production so clearly uses autotune really is distracting, and on top of all the other problems in this album, it really is a detriment to it. The music's fine. That's about the only thing that could redeem this album. It's fine music. Like I said, it's traditional blues rock, but it's not terrible. It's well performed. It's fine. It can't stand out because, as I said, it still does kind of come across as a ZZ Top light. And why listen to this when you could just listen to a better produced album from the 70s? It really just gives no real reason to listen to this solo project from Billy Gibbons, and that's really unfortunate, but it just does not stand out at all. So ultimately, I'm going to have to give this a 2.5 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching. What did you guys think of this album? Let me know down below. Also, is there anything I can do to improve the quality of my videos or anything that's coming out soon that you'd like me to check out? Let me know that as well. I do have a Twitter if you want to check out. I do tweet random thoughts about music, just different things, albums I didn't have a chance to actually make a formal video of, so go check that out. It's in the description. Besides that, thank you guys so much for watching. It really does mean a lot, and I'll see you guys later.